Ooh. Okay, we live up in this piece. Hey, y'all. Hey. Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm your girl, Tay. And on Tuesdays, we go live to have authentic, fun, good old conversations with a whole bunch of Tay energy here. Whether you're looking on YouTube, Facebook, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm on Instagram because y'all know I'm still trying to figure this thing out. But y'all might catch Instagram on the replay. I might drop the tag or whatever, whatever. So if you tune it in, drop some comments, let us know where you at, all that good stuff. Because y'all my friends, and I'm introducing y'all to my friend personally, because I know y'all done seen her all on my live, all on my story. I posted some of her reels, and y'all lost y'all everlasting mad about them posts. I said, I don't know where y'all been up underneath of a rock, but Coach Taylor J ain't nothing to play with on those social media streets and in the real street. So that's just what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. So for the month of March, I am taking some time in honor of Women's History Month to introduce my social media friends to some amazing women. Some of y'all don't know, I have lived everywhere. No, I'm not running from the popo, just so y'all know, but I've been blessed to live in a lot of places. And during my tenure in St. Louis, Missouri, it's about to be 3-1. I think it's about to be y'all day in a minute, right? 314? Ain't that the area code? Yeah, March 14th. Yeah. So during my time in St. Louis, I had the honor of meeting. I just called her Taylor at the time, Taylor J at the time. Now she a coach, so we gotta make sure we put that coach on the front side of that. And fun story, I had the opportunity. I was minding my business, trying to get the word, and I felt a little hand on my back. And I said, "Well, little hand, what is going on?" And when I turned around, I saw the cutest little face I had ever seen, and he belonged to Coach Taylor J. And so her son stole my heart. He is the cutest little thing. And when I met her and connected with her, her energy, I'm an energy person. Authentically, she was just a good energy. Little did I know, fast forward, that she would see something in me and take the time to sit down. I'll never forget, it was my birthday. And I said, I want to do this pep talk tape thing. I got an idea. Coach Taylor J said, call me. We're going to sit down. We're going to have a conversation. And she made my first YouTube page, my first thumbnail, all of that stuff. She was just working and working and working. And although my anxiety for technology at the time held me back, she still poured into me like, you got this, you can do it. And that's just the type of person that Coach Taylor J is. So fast forward, as I have watched her blossom into what social media calls the Coach Taylor period poo movement. I had to bring her on tonight in honor of Women's History Month because I'm truly grateful for her. I told her I'm going to try not to cry because Coach Taylor J, a lot of times social media will have people thinking that they're larger than life and that they're not real people. Well, as I have watched her propel, go viral, all that stuff, I know she's the same person you see on social media as you see in real life. And for that, I had to introduce the people to Taylor J, aka Coach Taylor J, on the Live with Tay show. Hey, boo!
Hey, period.
Period. And she'd have made me get my. And one thing about, listen, she gonna have that lip gloss, baby. I couldn't find the one you had. This Atlanta, y'all gotta get up. She gonna have her own lips. You gonna have your own lip gloss line pretty soon.
I'm
It's coming.
saying that people keep saying it. You know what? I'm going to pursue that.
Yes, yes,
We'll get up
yes.
and running by next week. Just watch.
Period, poo. Period.
Period.
Period. That's what it's gonna say on the lip gloss. Period, poo. It's gonna go viral. It's gonna go
Period.
viral. And
Right.
so thank you for making time to sit down and talk with me tonight on Live with Tay. Yes, Stacey Gibson said her lips are always popping.
Hey,
Facts.
Stacey. Hey,
Facts.
Joyful
Facts.
Judy.
Facts. Joyful Judy said good evening. Taylor J. Tabitha Johnson said hello.
That's my mother. Hey, mom. Period. Shout my mama out. Don't play.
Yes, that's on my mama. On my
Period. On my hood. Period.
yes. So, Coach Taylor J, tell those that so my social media friends know you from your lives and all that good stuff, but who is Coach Taylor J?
So I'm Taylor J. You know what? I've been getting really good at introducing myself lately. People say, "Well, who are you?" I'm Taylor J. I'm the daughter of a king. But some of the things that I am, I'm a mom. I do graphic design. I do marketing. I'm a coach. I'm a full-time coaching consultant now.
Come
So
on now, full time.
marketing, media, social media, purpose, motherhood, strategy. So, and I'm just really enjoying it. So that's who I am. Yeah. I gotta shout my daughter out. I have a daughter that's in college, period. My little mini me, and I have 3 boys. So I'm a
Mm.
boy mom to the fullest. And I have some amazing siblings, and my mom is on here. So that's who I
Hey,
am.
mama, you dope, you dope, you dope, because you don't have an offspring as dope as Coach Taylor J without you coming from somebody just as amazing as your mama. So hey mom.
Absolutely.
Hey
Yeah,
mama.
period.
So I didn't realize your daughter was in college. God
Yeah,
dog, it
she's
just
20 and a half.
time be going by fast. It just
Mhm.
be going by fast. So one thing, and I have to say this, and I got ahead of myself because I stole a quote from your page. And
Mhm.
so I was, and the quote said, because I feel like it sums you up. You said, I am one of God's favorite prophetic seers. So I can see it before you can.
Mhm.
And so, again, like I said, my journey and how I met you was that you were like, I'm like, hey, I want to do this thing. I'm not sure. And so you're just a genuine person that's like, listen, that's what you want to do. That's what we going to do. And
Period.
you're so persistent and so unwavering. No matter what happens, you're like, no, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. Why? What makes you that way?
Well, just kind of growing up, having to try to figure out things on my own. I just remember how difficult it was. Like people would gatekeep, they wouldn't want to share information. And I always felt like, I'm like, well, if I just had the strategy, if I could just understand, I could kill it because I was tired of trying to figure out everything on my own. And so I was
Right.
just conditioned and built like that. So when people come across my path and they say, hey, it's something that I want to do, for me, the way my mind is set up, I'm just able to simplify it and just make it palatable so that you can understand it and execute it. Because sometimes we hold ourselves back by,
Mm,
making it more than what it is. And
yeah.
so yeah, that's why I'm like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you think of market, like how did you fall into marketing? So I know a lot of people know you from social media of just always having the most inspirational messages. I have somebody who literally sent me an inbox and was like, "You would love this message." And when they sent the message, I was like, "Child, where you been at? I've been following Coach. You not telling me nothing. When she posts, I get an alert, so I know what's going down, right?" But how do you think you fell into to marketing and the love to do that?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I thought I was gonna be a social worker for the rest of my life and working in social services. And so I ended up I got into network marketing, honestly, and it was fun. I was earning some extra money. I'm
Hmm.
very extroverted. I'm like, you know what? This is fun. I like talking about what I'm offering, and I'm able to draw a crowd. And so I just got into business. I started putting my hands on all kind of different things.
Hmm.
And I just really enjoy communicating and sharing the value of products and services. And so that's how I fell into it.
Okay, okay. And then, so with that being said, from the marketing to social media. So social media we know is going by storm. And I love the fact that you always have the mentality, we just gonna do it. Like you just gonna show up, you gonna do it, and it's gonna do what it does. And
Mhm.
so for me, I remember a conversation and you were like, yeah, I'm just gonna go, I'm just gonna go live. I'm just gonna tell people a little something. And it just started, right? And then
Mhm.
before you knew it, it just took off. And I believe that people love you so much because you're so well, first of all, you God's favorite child. You one of God's favorite children, first and foremost, right? But when we think about religion and
Mhm.
people have church hurt, I know a
Mhm.
lot of people that have church hurt but they love listening to Coach Taylor J. Why do you think that is?
Well, sometimes, it's a lot of controversy going around about the church right now.
Oh.
Absolutely love the church. I love community,
Mm-hmm.
but I really desire to see people's lives change for real. We can get up and go to church and have community and gather, but if the people's lives aren't changing, there's really no buy-in. They're looking for something. They're
Right.
struggling. They're trying to figure out, how do I navigate life? And so I just really feel like, just as a young girl figuring out life, I'm like, if I can go through all that hell in my life, it gotta be something major on the flip side. Ain't no way God gonna have me live in pure hell and go through all of this just to be regular and to live a life full of hell for the rest of my life. No.
Right.
And so I think, because of my perspective, I'm
Mm.
helping people to pursue life on a whole nother level, so we
And it's funny, when I looked up the information and it said you used to, you thought you were going to be a social worker. In essence, you're a new age social worker, because I believe that the things that you share, the messages that you post, you are connecting with females, with people that connect with you, and giving them inspirational messages from the social work perspective. So I guess you kind of still got it all the
Yeah,
way.
definitely. Oh yeah, that's a big part of me. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
navigate systems, strategy, resources. I'm very resourceful. So that definitely helped me a whole lot. A
Hey,
whole
a
yeah,
whole lot, right?
a whole
A whole
lot.
lot. What's one thing? So your social media posts. So somebody right now could be looking and saying to themselves, I have something to say. I want to say it, but I'm just not techie, or I don't even know where to start with all of that. What pep talk would you give someone who is feeling that way, that may be watching this video?
To look at social media as an assignment.
Mhm.
Sometimes we show up and it's just social media, but if you look at it as if, hey, my content could potentially reach somebody that's hurting, I can deliver a word that will literally shift the trajectory of their life. Like, I'm on assignment. And just like
Mm.
job or any assignment, you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
And so, play around with the systems, get used to it, and get real comfortable in front of the camera and just talk to the people. Those are other people on the other side of those accounts. And I think that sometimes we forget that because it's like
Mhm.
digital, but those are real people. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
and you a real person, right? So if you just show up as yourself, somebody
yeah,
gonna feel you. It's gonna be somebody
absolutely.
who might say, that ain't my person," but it's gonna be somebody who's gonna say, "You know what? That's my person." So I
Let's
love that.
follow
Showing
her.
on
Mhm.
assignment. I believe that social media is part of God's ministry. He gave it to us so that we can minister, because the amount of people that we can reach through social media versus, if I know people talking about the church, but versus sitting up in church and the people turning their nose up or whatever because you don't fit a certain mold. Guess what? Social media gonna take you, and you'll be able to minister to people here, overseas, and beyond. So I think it's a great tool if you use it to, like you said, to your advantage. So
Absolutely.
um Jessica Ellis says, so real and so on point when speaking what God tells her. That ain't social work. That ain't social work for Jesus. Okay.
Oh, that's
Social
just
work for
okay.
Jesus. We're gonna put that on a shirt. We're gonna say you are
Uh-huh.
social work uh for
Yeah,
for
Jessica.
Jesus. So it is Women's History Month. And
Mhm.
so I do got a couple of questions in regards to just what does it mean to you to be an African American woman? You're a mom, a sibling, a daughter, friend. What does it mean to you to be an African American woman right now in today's society?
For me, it means to rise up to the standard. There are so many stereotypes and statistics out there about us. I
Mhm.
mean, I came into life, a statistic, but I don't want that to define me. My story is not where I reside, but it gave me fuel, to pursue something greater. And lately, I've been calling myself a little baby Harriet Tubman. I'm like, I'm gonna
Come
go break
on now,
these
let
babies.
the people free.
I wish somebody would have just came and just got me, but I'm glad they didn't, because it was God's plan, honestly.
Mhm.
So for me, it's really just setting a standard and being a major role model, being somebody that people can look up to and be inspired by. So that's what it means to me.
I love that. I love that. And to know you, funny story, just on a side note. So the other day, I have, women, we always, every other day we on a diet. Every other day, I'm going to say, I'm going to drink my water, I'm going to get my business together, etc. True story for any of y'all watching. I remember when Coach Taylor J said, you know what? I'm going to be on here and I'm going to take care of myself and I'm going to lose this weight and everything. I remember, I forgot what park it was. I feel like in Florissant or something. I can't even remember. For where is it at?
It was Creve Coeur Park.
And it was going to walk.
Yep.
Baby. So every time I see you, I be thinking to myself, if I would have just started with Coach Taylor, I would have been where I want to be, because baby, you went to an event this past weekend and those pants, I said, okay, you better do what it do. But I share that story because somebody watching, it's people in your life that God will put to inspire you. You better latch on to that, because don't be hating. Because I know some people, I'm not a hater. I celebrate my friend and just laugh to myself and say, well, doggone it, I should have started with her. But I'm starting because I got my water. I'm getting my life, get my life in order. But you've stayed consistent. And so a lot of people, I don't know, I'm not in St. Louis anymore or whatnot, but I remember that you said you were going to do it. And whether it was one like on social media, whether it was one client, whether it was a meal, whether people was like, no, I'm not going to go with you. I'm going to do something. No problem. You still kept being consistent. So with that, what do you think? I know you said, I just got that tenacity, but it's hard. Like sometimes, like if you're human, you're going to feel some type of way. You'll be like, well, Turn, what's wrong? I'm out here trying and ain't nobody, they not really feeling what I'm giving out. How did you keep, what helped you stay consistent through all of that?
Yeah, so honestly, last year I kind of fell into this dark place. People didn't even know because I just carried it well. I suffered well. But I had realized that all these years I have been serving everybody else, taking care of everybody else, serving all these other dreams, and really putting myself on the back burner. And I remember just waking up one day feeling like, man, I just don't like who I am today. Like, I don't like how I feel. And it started off really, I'm like, Taylor, you got to take care of yourself. And so it started with just little things. And then I remember going to the park, to Creve Coeur Park, doing the steps. And it was like, I was feeling so.
I missed them steps.
Yeah. I had so much anxiety, and I realized that it was helping that anxiety, getting out, getting fresh air. So then I started to walk the lake, and the lake was 4 miles, and it was just so peaceful. And it just felt good to just put myself first. And so I got these clients, they calling, they want to do things, but it felt good to say, not right now. I'm taking care of me. And I'm my own boss. So I got to set my hours. And so I would get up, get myself together. I'm not serving nobody else until I serve Taylor J. And as a result, I'm like, I got to get this weight off, because one, I'm gonna be honest with you, sis. I'm gonna be on stages. I'm gonna be
It will be.
Let's just be honest. People can say, oh, it's for health. It's for health too. But I want to look good too and feel good in my clothes. Just being honest.
And I be worrying about the angle. Like, okay, wait, what angle do they got? Because I just told you she gonna be on Tamara Hall show, Jennifer's show. Oprah gonna come back and try to have her on a master class and all of that. But I had her first.
Period, and you did
that part. So I love that authenticness about you, right? Because people like, oh, I want to do it for my health. No, I want to look good, because I got things to do, and you look amazing. That's why I couldn't keep posting some of them other pictures that I had. I said, I'm not doing her like that, because that is where she was. I remember when she was finger waved up, baby. Now she got the baddest bob on all of social media. Somebody literally sent me a message and was like, oh, you having a girl with the dope bob and the lip gloss popping? I said, yep. They call her Coach Taylor J. So, but make sure you remember that part, not the other stuff that's going on with her. So, being a full-time entrepreneur, right, and being a mother, how do you balance those two things? Because you're a boy mom, and they all the way boy. Before the show, she was giving them a little pep talk, like, this is the rules and regulations that you must follow for the next 30, 45 minutes. So how do you balance all of that?
I'm not going to lie, y'all. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship. It's not easy balancing motherhood and having a full-time job sometimes, but you do what's important. So there are major sacrifices that I do have to make. I don't get to go out and do a lot of different things because I'm like, okay, I got to handle my business and I also got to take care of my boys. And so sometimes I think about that, like, am I making the right decision? Because sometimes, when you are building and stepping out and being obedient in the beginning, it could be kind of discouraging because you just feel like restricted in some areas. But I'm like, you know what? I'm about to grind it out. And in a minute, I'm about to like live life on a whole nother level. So right now I'm willing to make the sacrifice. I am. And I have a good support system. Like my mom, she's on here. She gets when I need her to. My brother, like babysat my son all weekend. I got siblings. I got people that love me, so if I need to have them to babysit, they will. But it's a mindset thing, and I choose not to allow entrepreneurship to consume me or motherhood.
Ooh.
Because those are two major things. Yeah. So I definitely.
Because how do you still find yourself? Because when you are that person, right? And you said it before, you're a mom, so they have certain expectations. You're a daughter, so they have certain expectations. You're a friend, they have certain expectations. How do you remain true to Taylor? Even Coach Taylor J, your clients, they got expectations of you. So how do you remain true to Taylor? How do you do that?
Yeah, so I think that just stepping into my personality is a big one, a major one. I'm able to just be who I am. I really struggled with that in the past because I worked corporate jobs. I felt like I had to be a certain way. Just the people that I was surrounded with, I just felt like I had to be a certain way to conform. But me just letting my hair down, little things like I love my lip gloss. So I'm like, I'm gonna get my lip gloss, I take care of myself, doing things that I enjoy. I got a really good friend that I could talk to and, be girly with. So things like that help me to just remain. And when I feel myself slipping away, like, okay, Taylor J, you haven't spent time with you, I make sure that's a priority because I dare not. I lost myself in motherhood before. I lost myself in entrepreneurship before. I lost myself in the church serving before. So I made a decision. I said, I am not willing to lose who I am ever again. So yeah, so I spend time with myself. I spend time thinking, I don't pile my schedule up overly full anymore. So yeah, I spend time with Taylor J. Okay.
Monique said, woo, yes.
I did an interview with her last night. She is so dope. Yeah.
And it's just being authentic. So anybody who's watching this live or happen to watch the replay of this, as an entrepreneur, you have to make time for yourself. Like, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, if just as a human being, you've got to make time for yourself. You can't walk in the purpose and the calling that God has for your life if you're not 100% there for yourself, right? Because the journey is not going to be easy. It is not.
It's not easy.
And Taylor, speaking about that, what obstacles, as you look back over your life, when you look back and you think about those particular obstacles that you've had to overcome, what would you say to someone else who may be thinking of, I dropped out of school, I aren't in a relationship, because women, like, we beat ourselves up about so many things, right? What pep talk or inspiration would you give them to help them to understand that their circumstance is not the end all to be all for them?
Yeah, you can literally become whoever God calls you to be. You can. Like, I just remember being in very dark situations and I had set up my mind, conditioned my mind to believe that no matter what's going on around me, I'm going to become who God called me to be. And there's nothing else to lose. I've already lost so many things, lost people, lost things, So what do I have to lose? And I'm willing to take the risk and bet on myself because a lot of the times you can believe for everybody else. You can believe God for everybody else, believe in everybody else, see people's visions, be there for them. But when it's time for you to really step out and do what God called you to do, we hesitate. We sleep on ourselves. And so I made a decision, like, I'm not going to sleep on myself. And I was willing to make major sacrifices for myself. So I'm willing to buy, a plane ticket and figure out how I'm going to get the money, figure out how I'm going to get in the room. I may feel uncomfortable stepping into an atmosphere, but I'm not going to allow that to stop me from connecting with people, because you never know who, has the key to your next door. So for me, I'm willing to take major risk for my, for my future. I really am. With wisdom, of course, because I don't use wisdom, but yeah, I do what I gotta do. If I gotta stay up late, because think about it, it's just like we will stay up late for our jobs, for other people's visions. We will meet the deadlines, but when it comes to our own stuff, we slacking. We sleep on ourselves. And so I made a decision, even with my clients, as demanding as they could be, because this is their vision as well. I made a decision, if I'm going to be up late at night working on a vision, it's going to be my vision. Because one, I don't even like being sleepy. Okay. So I did that for myself, and it made me feel good because I'm giving myself that same energy that I would give everybody else.
That right there that's a whole pep talk right there. So that right there, you gotta have that light bulb moment or that pivotal God talk to you moment that says enough is enough. I've got to pour into me just as much as I pour into others. And I sometimes think that when people are always so quick to pour into others and sacrifice themselves, there's some form of healing that they need to go through so that they recognize that what they're really doing is deflecting from things that they needed to, you know what I'm saying, that they need to tend to. You got to. And whoever's watching, I love the Lord. Jesus I love him. I love him like I do. I love him. But I also understand the importance of healing, whether it's therapy, counseling, whatever the case may be, because a lot of us go through traumas in life, and unless you heal that particular trauma, it's going to keep you stagnated, and you're not going to be able to be who God truly calls you to be. And my worst fear and my aha moment was, if tomorrow never comes, how awful would it be for God to say, I called you to do all of these things, but you stood in the way of doing those things. I don't want to live like that. So if I don't know how to figure out the social media, guess what? We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out the images, because I think that all of us have a purpose and a calling, and we got to walk into the kingdom, and we got to do the kingdom work. We got to. If there's no better time than now with everything that's going on, all of us have a purpose that God wants us to do, and you've got to walk into that, because time is, time, you done wasted enough time, so it's time to get it. It's time to get it. So personally, right, I see you traveling, I see you doing, big things, etc. I love the fact that you network. So tell us a story about your coach, because I've been watching you, but because you talk about your coach so much, I said, let me get with this coach, because Taylor just ain't gonna be connected with foolishness. You know what I'm saying? So tell us a little bit about that relationship and how it came to be.
Yes, I absolutely love my coach. I honor her so much. She has definitely poured into my life and, changed my life, has given me opportunities. And I remember, so some years ago, I always knew that I was called to be a coach, but I didn't really know how to become a coach. I'm like, okay, now what do I do? I didn't really know any coaches or anything. And I'm like, well, I'm going to just sign up for this course. Actually, Tony Gaskins had a life coaching certification course. At the time, it was $500. I'm like, cool. So I signed up, and I was hesitant. I wasn't even going to. I said, you know what? I was going back and forth. I had never invested $500 into myself.
Girl, my heart would have been beating fast. Like, whoosh.
I was like, huh. And so it was crazy, because I remember I was sitting on the couch, and something happened, because I decided not to in that moment. But when I clicked, it like checked me out, and I'm like, I ain't no going back now.
I was like, I'm gonna show you, click. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm a coach, and I'm like, okay, well, my thought process is I need a coach. Like, he cool, he got the certification, but I've just always been that girl, like, value leadership. So I was on social media during the pandemic 2020, and I just kept seeing her flyer come across my screen. Had never heard her voice before, never even honestly knew that she
It
existed.
existed.
The ad. So I clicked it. I'm like, you know what, $99. Look, I'm just spending money at this point. Like
Balling, investing. You was investing. You was investing.
yeah, because I met you like a couple weeks after I had my baby. That was like a turning point for me. Okay. I'm
Right.
about to get it. I'm about to do all that I got to do to make sure I get to this next level because this is ghetto. So I saw her ad, invested my $99 and went to her class. It was like 4 weeks. And I'm like, you know what? I'm called to this lady's voice. I didn't, at the time, I didn't even think I would meet her in person or anything. I just was happy to be in the class and to get the pour. And I'm like, Dad, I'm about to kill it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm about to take everything this lady said and I'm about
And
to apply
yeah.
it. And it was $99. That was a lot of money at the time. And then I joined our coaching program, and it's so phenomenal how God works because I know so many leaders. Just growing up, I've always had favor, like in some way, with different leaders. But there really hasn't been major, like certain leaders usher you into certain seasons. You know, they develop you in certain seasons, and so nobody introduced me to her. It was truly God. You know, I found her through an ad, so no one could say, "Well, you know, I opened up that door." So that was an indicator. And then, you know, she shared how God placed me on her team. And before I knew it, within a year, I was on her executive team. I was helping her with the conference, and I was like seeing stuff on another level. Like, this is dope. And the whole time, I just remember feeling like, how did I get here? It was really favored
like
because I
pinch me. Yeah.
worked my way in. I didn't have to, you know, I didn't have to do anything to get there. It was really the favor of God. And so I ended up on the retreat, and it just really blessed my life. And I think it's such a huge indicator too, because I'm a coach. God gave me a dope coach, and she has a dope coach. So I don't have a choice but to be a dope coach. You
That
know,
just rubs. You got to be in the neighborhood. And so something that I want people that are watching this to recognize, couple of things. You've got to invest in yourself. You
yeah.
can't overthink it. Now, I ain't telling y'all not to pay your bills and be living outside. I ain't telling you to do that. But if there's something that you want to experience or you know that you've been called to do, it may be that you're going to need to invest in yourself. So I went to an event the other weekend and somebody said, "Are you making six figures?" I said, "Well, no, ma'am." She said that you don't have time to be sitting there watching Power and all that other stuff. You need to be getting your stuff together so that you could get your six figures. And I was like, "Oh," but that thing rang in my mind because I'm like, she's so true. Like, you gotta make time to invest in yourself.
Mhm.
And ladies, it's Women's History Month. We are powerful as individuals, but we are a force when we connect together.
My
And
God.
so you got to get out of that mindset of, I don't need nobody. I can do it by myself. I ain't asking them. People be acting funny. Woo, woo, woo. You blocking your own blessing, sis. You blocking your own blessing. You have got to. There is a woman that maybe you don't even know. Like you said, you didn't know that lady from nowhere. You just saw the ad, right? But because you were drawn to her and you were able to hear what God told you to do, it unlocked other things. And
Mhm.
you served her. You didn't come in there saying, I'm Coach Taylor J. I didn't pay this $99 to get this course. So now I need you to do everything that I asked, everything that I need. You need to tell me everything. No, you said, you know what? How can I serve? And by
Mhm.
you serving, you served, but you were in alignment and in spaces that was going to pour into you to get information and knowledge. So just because you served, you ended up still getting that favor and that blessing because by serving, you put yourself in a room and you didn't do it like, well, I'm going to do this just so I can get nothing. I know you. I know you did it just to
I'm
be
like, I'm
genuine.
cool with the Zooms.
Like, you was like, I'm cool with that. So I'm imagining when she said, get on the plane, you want to come to Florida, whatever. You like, me?
I was
Okay,
cool.
I'm gone. I'm out. And so, and just being in those rooms. And so one thing I would definitely, one of the reasons why I love you so much is because you do unselfishly pour into others and pay it forward. But I'm glad that you standing on business and saying, okay, I want to help y'all, but I'm running a business. You know what I'm saying? I'm running a business and this is what I do full time, and respect that. have you had situations in which people have thought that because they were cool or knew you that they disregarded the business aspect of who you are as Coach Taylor J?
Absolutely. And this is a big one, something that I really had to learn because I just love people and I
Mm-hmm.
love being there to support people. And, regardless of who you are, I could just see God's vision for your life, and because because I was so kind and so soft hearted, people would get extremely common with my anointing, with my gifting, with my business. And I allowed them to get so close or so loose to where they lost honor. They did. And I had to learn, and it's not their fault because, I just wanted them to feel love, but I had to learn balance in that way. I didn't want people to feel rejected, but that was part of my own healing. But now I recognize that now that I do have boundaries in place, it's not just for me, but it's for you as well, because you can't get what I got. You can't get the impartation. You can't get the knowledge. You ain't going to honor, what I'm pouring unless like you have some sort of honor, there in
Yeah.
place. So it's not just for me, but it's for you too, because I want you to get all that you got to get so that you can get to your next level, So yeah, I definitely struggle with that real bad.
And that's being human, right? That's
Yeah.
Monique said, have boundaries in place. Yes, sis, boundaries. That's the word of 2024. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And so when you think of, again, those that are watching probably know you from all of your social medias and everything that you do. What is your favorite? And I know it's been a lot, but
Yeah.
what's one of your TikToks or your reels that you've done that you was like, after you was done with that, you was like, you know what? That thing was really good. Because sometimes I know it just be flowing, but sometimes when you finish, you like, that word encouraged me. That thing was good. Which one would you say that was for you?
I'm not sure because lately I've been feeling like I'm killing everyone.
You have been, because I was trying to look to find one that I was going to say
Yeah.
was my favorite, but then you
Yeah.
posted the next day, and then I'm like, no, go ahead. I like that one.
I know. I don't really know. I'm gonna have to look at my feed really quickly, but I'm gonna be honest. The one that I felt, it was so dope to see that one of my reels got over 1 million views because I've, had reels go viral before, but it was like not my content or dancing or something. So it was so dope to see that video get over 1 million views. And I was speaking. It was my voice. It was me pouring. So
what was the first thing you thought? What was the first thing you came to your head when you looked at the phone and it said, like, did you do the phone like, is that, let me clean my lens off? Like, tell me about the moment. What did you do?
Yeah, so I had posted the reel. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, cool. Hold on. Yes, Elon. Okay, here I come.
I
That's
knew
my
he was like, I was looking at the time.
all his internet aunties know him. They love my baby. But he fine. He just want to come touch base. But I remember having a conversation with my friend, and I think it was like at 200,000. And I had quite a few videos that was over 200,000. So that wasn't unusual. But I remember being on the phone like, girl, you think that when it hit 1 million? She said, girl, it might. You just never know. And me and her, we talk about social media all the time. She, and so she has quite a few reels that have gone like over 1 million. So I'm like, she's like, girl, it could definitely, reach it. So I'm watching it. I see it get up 500,000, 700,000. I said, this mug about to hit 1 million views. Like, and I was just quiet. I didn't say nothing. I said, I ain't saying nothing. And I remember it being 999,000. And I screenshotted it. And I was like, that's crazy. And I'm like, that mug about to say 1M, because it just say 1M.
Right. That's when it just stopped. I ain't seen it. I seen it on your page.
Yeah.
I ain't seen it on my page.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And then it hit 1 million, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It felt unreal. But I took a moment and I text my coach, like, boom.
This what's up. This what's going. Yeah.
Like, but it was so dope to me because my voice reached over 1 million profiles, and I think that was just mind-blowing to me, knowing that my voice could carry and get that type of reach. And so it really blessed me. It did.
Well, it blessed me too, because again, those of you all that are in the St. Louis area or opportunity to meet Coach Taylor J in person, you are the most deserving person of everything that God is about to embark on your life.
I know.
I have watched you unselfishly just give. You're a humble person. You're not spite, you not when people be putting on, you just still stay Taylor J. Like you just gon', this is what I am. I'm a girl that love my lip gloss. I'm gonna pop that gum, honey, when I feel like doing it, and I'm gonna always be me. And
Mm-hmm.
so publicly, I am so grateful for you, and I'm thankful for God putting you in my life, because God knows I'm hard-headed. He know me. He made me that way. And so when you see other people going, you think, oh, that's because they're a celebrity or they had this and they had that. God showed me through knowing Coach Taylor J, it was his calling, it was his favor. And if he put it on your life, I know that he could do the same for me or whoever else has dreams. So you are real life testimony. And for that, I know you'll speak on stages, selling it out, Essence Music, Essence Festival, having big stages, all of that. And you'll still be Coach Taylor J, because your authenticness is going to speak to millions of women
Wow.
who have been where you've been and
Mm-hmm.
thought, hey, it'll never happen for me. So my prayer for you is that you continue who God called you to be. And that's why his favor will continue to rest upon you over and over and over again. So this is, because I told you, I was like, just thinking, I mean, it's so much. Like you the real, literally, when somebody sent it to me, I'm like, but that's just, and I follow you, but I never looked at the numbers because I'm listening. I knew your voice was powerful. So why look at the numbers? Right. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Taylor just, oh, that video was good. But it's blessing to see the rest of the world. And because you sowed into yourself and said, this is what I want to be, you are what you asked God for. So
Woo! My
watch
God.
the words that you speak, because God is listening to you and he's going to give you everything that you go to him for, because he's been doing it and he going to keep doing it, just because he don't play about you, girl. He don't play about you, girl.
Maybe he don't.
I'm thankful for you. What's the next thing for Coach Taylor J? How can people, people are like, I want to get into this, I want to connect with her. How can she be my coach or my business person? How can they do all of that?
Period. So I do offer one-on-ones. They're all booked up for March. So I'll be
Oh,
opening.
y'all better get in line.
I'll open it up for April, probably in another week or so. I am doing group coaching, so I do it once a month. It's pay what you want, so I'll be sharing that link. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I do some social media coaching, but I'm really stepping off into like purpose coaching for real,
Okay.
So yeah, so that's that. I'll be releasing a book soon.
Come to Atlanta, ATL. We gonna bring her to Atlanta so we can have a book signing and have a whole dope
Yeah,
event. So we putting that. I'm telling you, I be speaking and then stuff be happening. So we gonna play this tape back when the stuff be happening. You'll be like, she's God. I'm telling you, he gave me that. So we gonna bring you to Atlanta for that. So we could get that book and all the other. I just see Essence. Like I'm telling you, gonna be on TED Talks and
so
Essence. That's
dope.
what's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
Wow. I received that. I do. And when I get it, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna scream in the phone. I receive it. I do. That would be so amazing.
It
Yeah.
is. It's gonna happen. So just already say it. I
Period.
will be on, like you said,
I
I will
will
be on
be on
stages.
Essence. I'm gonna
Essence,
be
you
pages.
yes,
Yeah.
but looking fierce, honey. Fierce. Just killing it.
Snatched.
Yes, and snatch.
Right.
Don't forget the snatch part as she drinks her water. Somebody said, yay, you're opening up in April. Claim it, coach. Yes. Y'all better so y'all, she might do pre-orders or something. So y'all can pre-sign up for the for the
Yeah.
for the class. So then
Oh,
that
I
way,
can do
you get in, you better don't you think long, you think wrong. How about that part? So
that.
I love it, I love it, I love it. Well, y'all follow Coach Taylor J on all social media platforms. I'm going to put her information in the chat. Make sure that if you are looking for marketing strategy, all of that good stuff is digital. Tell me.
Fresh Digital.
Fresh Digital. See, I'm trying to be a commercial, had it loud and wrong. Her lip gloss coming soon.
Yes.
Essence coming soon. Book coming soon. all of that coming soon. So I love you to death. Hurry up and get to Atlanta. But
Yeah.
I don't know, the weather changes, so I might come to St. Because I miss me some red hot Ripley. Listen, it's certain things in St. Louis that I miss. I miss that and
A
well,
vest.
a St. Paul. I want to
Oh
say
yes, you gotta go
because
to
they
the.
don't have that in Atlanta. They don't have
No,
that,
they
and that's why.
don't.
Yeah, so that's I won't
I
be
had it
back.
all this weekend. Emos, and then Thursday is 314 day, so I'm going outside.
That 314, that's what it is. Woo, child, y'all outside. I'm gonna live vicariously through y'all
Yes.
in the ATL. Somebody said you can have oils too. Okay.
Oh, oils. Okay, men's oil. Oh, I do. I sell beard oil. Oh, look. I
What?
do.
Come
Oh
on,
yeah.
Jessica. Yes, beard. Or what it called? I didn't
It's
know
called Tailored Kings. Yes, I'm putting it in barbershops and stuff. I don't really talk about it online because it's
that.
like,
Okay.
you know.
Well, I know a few barbers, so let me know so I can go ahead and
Okay.
let them.
Yeah, I got a whole little bit.
I love a barber. That's my
Look
problem.
at y'all. Y'all know me.
But
Look
that's
at
a whole nother
you.
pep talk. So we ain't gonna talk about the dating thing. Child signing off. Good night. God
Ooh,
bless.
that's another
That's a whole
part.
nother conversation. So this your girl Pep Talk Tay, live with Tay each and every Tuesday. For the month of March, we are honoring women I am grateful for. And Coach Taylor J, I am extremely grateful for you. This is our first conversation. We're gonna do it again and all that good stuff. So y'all make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, forward, share this reel. Let everybody know about Coach Taylor J and your girl Tay. So love you. Have an amazing evening. Go feed them kids, child. They waiting. They peeping on the sidelines. So all right, love you. Good night.